PRB Alt-Arts are amazing, but are they truly the best? In this video we will rate all of them. And to have even more insight, if the Alt-Art had already the version in the previous sets, we will compare them with the reprints. On top of that, let's go through all the new Alt-Arts treatments like texture foil events, full arts, or even new holographic Jolly Roger. Let's begin. Right off the bat we have the packing art of Luffy. Original Alt-Art printed back in OP01, and I need to say it has stood the test of time. Don't get me wrong, new Alt-Art from PRB looks amazing as well, but the colors, dynamics and detail are simply better in the original art. In comparison, PRB Luffy art looks just pale. Therefore, my vote goes to OG Alt-Art. Next, we have a tough choice. Blocker Trafalgar Law. For those of you who remember Red-Green Law meta dominance, I don't need to introduce this character card. I fell in love with original Alt-Art back in OP01 days, and I couldn't imagine that it can get any better. But I was wrong. PRB Alt-Art of Trafalgar Law takes him to the new high. Amazing dynamic pose, a lot of beautiful details, and nice fan service for any chest muscles enjoyers. In this art duel, I 100% vote for the new art from a reprint set. Next, we have another menace back from OP01 green decks that is still being played today. And let me tell you, if you like your green deck fancy, just pick up the original Alt-Art. It's such a staple and nothing come close to dropping this bad boy and forcing your opponent to look at this challenging rested face. And don't get me wrong, reprint Alt-Art also has its charm, but as a player that was forced to stare at 8-cost Captain Kid while maining Zoro, I can't vote for an underwhelming reprint. OG wins this round. Next, we have Mihawk. In my opinion, this is a classic versus modern. OG Alt-Art from OP01 set was one of the best Alt-Arts during its times. And like a good wine that Mihawk is drinking, it aged really well. On the other hand, in reprint set, we have a fresh approach to this character. Pictured in a bright sunny light, going through the sea and challenging Roronoa Zoro with his Kogatana. Author of the art presented much different art style than already known from One Piece manga and anime, creating a husbando card. However, for me the aura from original art is still unbeatable up to this day. OG wins again. Next, we have Pirate Empress herself, Boa Hancock, the most beautiful woman in the world. And that's why I think the OG art style approach from OP01 fits better here. For me, it pictures the woman in her 30s that is aware how beautiful she is and knows how to use it. Alt-Art from reprint set reminds me of a girl more than the Empress. Because of that, another win for OG. Next, we have one of the Yonko red-haired Shanks. I praised OG arts quite a bit until now. However, this Shanks art should only be used for manga. It really feels out of place in the original set Alt-Art, almost cheap even. Reprint version looks amazing. The aura, the look, the muscles and haki. Everything is there. Ultimate husbando card. Finally a win for PRB. Next we have another secret rare card from the first One Piece set. Yamato. Both arts are beautiful and show different approach to the character. However, for me, the pure dominance shown in the OG Alt-Art and the contrast and shading makes a clear winner. Reprinted art is still very good. Colorful, picturing Yamato being confident and energetic, but in comparison falls short to the original. Back to the OG dominance. We start OP02 arts with one and only Oyaji, Edward Newgate, the strongest man in the world. If you remember meta dominance of this card, then you can't ignore the OG. Confidence, aura and the nipples. This art has everything. Reprinted art is also nice. Dynamic pose and showcase of Whitebeard's Devil's Fruit. However, for me it falls short to the original. Respect the nipples, OG wins again. Next we have the pineapple guy Marco. This is a 4-cost blocker with 2 amazing arts. Back in a day we even had a treasure cup version of this card and I'm lucky enough to have won it back in a day. And I still have it in my collection. Between the two arts, I think the left one showcases what the card does better. It's a blocker that you can't really get rid of, and the vibe fits better in the original Alt-Art. Another OG win. Next, we have a 4-cost Kuzan, one of the admirals. Back in OP02, this was one of my favorite Alt-Arts. It perfectly showcases how powerful Logia type fruit users are. On the reprinted art I like the creative usage of negative space, but I don't feel the power of the Admiral. Hence another win for OG. And the same case with Sakazuki. I respect the cartoonish approach in the reprinted version, almost mocking him. It reminds me of political caricature, comics and posters. However, the original art once again respects the power of the admirals, and the lighting used in this piece showcases the Lava Man itself perfectly. OG wins. And the last of the three admirals, Borsalino. Annoying blocker character card. I like the art style in the reprinted version, however, in the original art you can see much more detail and the pose fits much better to the blocker card. Again, easy choice, OG wins. Next we have secret rare of OP02 set, Kuzan. Even though back in the day I really liked the original Alt-Art, the power showcase in the reprint is unmatchable. Logia user in his full glory. This card looks amazing. The details, the pose, the aura. We are finally eating good in the reprint set. PRB wins this one. Moving on to OP03 reprints, we start with the Cracker. Both arts are good and have similar approach in composition. However, original Alt-Art looks much better to me. In the background we can see unlimited soldiers and at the front clapping Cracker with confidence to beat anyone with his army. I almost can hear this annoying clapping sound. Reprint art pictures more of his madness and uses much higher contrast to present how intimidating fighting against Cracker is. Nonetheless, from the two, I like the original Alt-Art more. OG wins. What I really like about yellow Alt-Arts is that they are always so colorful like a candy, and reprint Perospero art takes it to another level. Vivid colors and a pose that taunts your opponent to KO him so you can search a card are perfect. Easy choice for this one. PRB wins. Next, we have OP03 secret rare 8 cost Katakuri. Both arts are amazing and picture Katakuri during fight with Luffy. And even though original art is intimidating, for me the reprinted version looks much scarier. Shading and sketchy lines make him look like a character straight from the horror coming to destroy you. Another win for PRB reprint set. OP04 we start with one and only 10 cost Doflamingo, one of the most annoying green cards. Original looks good, but reprint did a better job to picture what a card does, and with addition of more vivid colors, end effect is amazing. Doffy with his signature smile looking up 3 characters in rested state with his net. Perfection. Another win for PRB. Next we have 10 cost Bouncer Kaido. Both arts look quite similar. In the original art, Kaido looks more powerful to me as opposed to reprint art where he appears smaller and main focus is on his effects and not character himself. Minimal win to OG. Next we have Sanji Blocker, and again yellow arts are just amazing. Here we see Sanji in his wedding suit from Whole Cake Island. And I need to tell you something, I still consider original Sanji Alt-Art one of the best Alt-Arts in the game. Despite being a Zoro fan, and it means something. Reprint doesn't even come close. The colors, the pose, the lighting, everything is perfect in the original. If it's possible, take a look at this card in person, it's so good. Clear win for OG in this round. Next is another yellow beauty, 9 cost Yamato. Back in OP04 I was in love with Yamato's Alt-Art. Powerful pose, effortlessly carrying and swinging the club. However, the reprint art tops it. It's so beautiful I'm out of words. The colors, staying true to the original art style but elevating it, dynamic pose and the joy of the good fight from Yamato. Just perfect. PRB wins this one. Next we have Koala from OP05. And even though I like both arts, the subtle detail in original Alt-Art makes it a winner for me. Showcasing Fishman Karate and Koala's determination in a beautiful pose and scenery. OG wins. Next is Sabo. Original Alt-Art is interesting, comic book art style and dynamic pose are great. However, in reprint set we have the same artist that did Yamato's piece and it's just perfect. Beautiful colors, dynamic pose and clean lines. No competition here. PRB wins. Next is Bello Betty. It's a tough choice here. Both arts are really strong and sell the character well. However, as a searcher card, second art works better for me. Clean background and focus on Betty with a flag, recruiting the supporters. PRB wins again. Next, we have another searcher, Baby 5. And once again, I like the clean art of reprint better. I don't need my searchers to be portrayed fighting hard. I want them clean and beautiful, providing me resources needed to win the game. Another clean win for PRB. Next we have Ulti. And here, as opposed to searchers, I want to see this character fight. And we know damn well how crazy Ulti is in manga and anime when fighting. Original Alt-Art dominates this duel for me. Dynamic punchy pose, determined eyes and sparkling aura, 3 times yes, OG wins. Next is Purple Blocker Kit. New art pictures Kit's madness really well, however I prefer approach of the original art. It just speaks to me better that this character is an utility blocker. Point for OG. Next is OP05 Secret Rare Blue 10 cost Kaido. On the original alt art he is just a chill dragon. On the reprint alt art he is much more dynamic and feels like actual boss monster. That gives you advantage. Because of that, point for PRB Alt-Art. Next we have the main chase card from OP05 Secret Rare Luffy. And even though I like both Alt-Arts, original one is just too iconic. Anniversary set lined up with the Gear 5 transformation. Don't get me wrong, reprint art is also amazing and pictures the power of the Nika transformation well. It's just hard to beat the original. OG wins. Next is the big bad fishman himself, Hody Jones. I like the original alt art a lot. It's like a majestic painting of the storm to come. However, regarding matching the card itself, reprint version is much better. Pure power that costs its wielder a lifespan. True to manga and card on play effect. Clean win for PRB. Next is Reiju. Here I have a hard time deciding. Both arts are beautiful and picture her great. In the end, I like the PRB better due to cleaner art and Big Sister vibe. PRB wins, but ever so slightly. Next is the boogeyman itself, Gecko Moria. This card is practically a meme now. So even though original alt art is great and intimidating, I like the goofy cartoony one more. It's almost like Bandai knew they are not going to ban him and meme on One Piece card game community. Clean win for the meme. I mean PRB. Next is Kozuki Hiyori. Reprint art is beautiful, young woman between flowers, foolproof strategy. However, original alt art pictures Hiyori with her iconic shamisen. If you read manga or watch anime, there is only one choice. Win for OG. These were the arts that already had an alt art in their respective sets. Let's move on to the other art treatments in a PRB set. Even though we have a lot of amazing art, I need to point out that this must be one of the worst decisions ever. I'm talking about art treatment on Izo, Momonosuke and Betch. If you are not aware, original arts of these cards use the frames from anime, which results with 16:9 ratio. In PRB set, we received a full art treatment, however it was not possible for these 3 cards. It resulted with what I call half arts. It looks ugly and I would be very sad if I ever open one instead of any other art treatment in this set. Please Bandai, do better next time. Good news is, it's my only compliant this set. All the rest is amazing, so let's move on. As already mentioned, a lot of classic cards received full art treatment or borderless, if you will. A lot of them are common and uncommon cards, so for any collector or a player that likes to bling out their decks, this is another option to bring attention to your cards. Each of them looks amazing and I have nothing to complain. However, we already know this art from their respective sets, so let's move on. Now we are talking. Completely new alt arts for the cards that had only base version in their respective sets. I love all of them, but please put special attention on stages and event cards. The art on them is out of this world. Bandai went really hard on this section and it's a treat for any One Piece card game enjoyer. Next we have Jolly Roger holographic pattern. I really like this treatment, it reminds me of Pokemon Reverse Holos. It's a nice extra treatment on lower rarity cards that looks really pretty in person. But we have also a new print reprints in this set. Red Sanji Leader with a beautiful homage to the scene with Zev serving rice. Leader's alt-art is my favorite treatment, which is leader heads that started back in OP01. I will for sure get a Sanji to match my alt-art Zoro Leader. And the scene selection is also amazing in this one. Whole Cake Island Sanji hits different. Lastly, we have a manga Nami. Art is amazing and well-deserved manga for beautiful Straw Hat Navigator. And if you are feeling lucky, you can open something even better. What is better than a manga? 10 manga cards in one pack. We finally have a God pack in the West, so best of luck to all of you. To sum up, I think PRB is the best set to open. Not for monetary value, but for the experience itself. Each booster is a hit and dopamine keeps flowing. Amazing reprints, amazing alt-arts, and a chance to open a God pack with all the new manga cards inside. And on top of that, Christmas are coming, so I can see this set being gifted to a lot of One Piece players around the world. But that's it from me. Everything is subjective, so let me know in the comments below your favorite alt-art or the treatment of the card from the new reprint set. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video, bye bye.